humpback whales that are in Tonga, probably could say they're Tongan humpback whales because they're born here. Each time I come to Tonga, I'm always initially excited. You know, I'm thinking about the whales, I'm thinking about the ocean, I'm thinking about the beautiful islands, coral reefs, the caves. The place is just spectacular. It is truly a paradise. I tell people how lush and green the environment is, how pristine the corals are, how beautiful the colours are, the aquas, the blues, and it's just a myriad of amazing, beautiful things that make up these small group of islands in the middle of the South Pacific. The great thing about Tonga and being in the water with humpback whales in such a beautiful place, it means that we'll probably come across different creatures, different marine animals along the way. I've seen whale sharks, false killer whales, rough-toothed dolphins, mola molas. There's such a diverse marine life in these waters around here that you never know what you're going to see. Hi, my name's Scott Portelli. I'm an underwater photographer and I've been photographing humpback whales for almost 2 decades. I'm the type of photographer that likes and really enjoys capturing behaviour, capturing moments that are, showing the natural behaviour of an animal. We're dealing with wild animals here, and automatically they're unpredictable. I think what helps is, I've been working with the same Tongan crew for more than 15 years, and I've been coming here for 18 years. And just having that experience, that behavioural experience about what the whales are doing, what is this common behaviour, or what is this new behaviour we're seeing? How do we interact with them based on their behaviour? Without the years of knowledge that the entire team has, we probably wouldn't, have the success we have on the water. Learning to be in the water with whales is different than just swimming with them. Learning that maybe the mother is a little bit cautious with her newborn baby. The females are here to give birth. They have young calves that are about 1.5 tonne when they're born, and these calves need a lot of nourishment before they make that long journey back to Antarctica. That's a 7,000 kilometre journey. The calf probably spends about 1.5 to 2 years with the mother before they're weaned off. So the mother's got to teach all these skills, and whether they're communicating with the calf, whether they're teaching the calf how to breach or tail slap, or getting the calf familiar with their environment, there's a lot of learned behaviour going on. So what we tend to see is mother and calf. The mother might be down 10 or 15 metres relaxing while the calf comes up to take a breath every 3 to 5 minutes, and then it goes back to its mum, and they've got quite a close, tight bond, this mother and calf, and there's a lot of touching going on. The mother's always conscious where the calf is, and whether it's from the sound or from where they're looking at the calf, or what they're sensing, they always know where the calf is, and their main goal is to protect this calf and help it grow and teach it to be a baby humpback whale. A humpback calf is quite curious. You got to think they're new to their environment. They don't know what their fins and their tail and everything can do. So they're exploring their environment. So often in the water, if I look and I see there's a calf that's a little bit more curious than the others, I'll tend to roll around, move my arms around, splash on the surface with my arms, or just roll around a bit underwater, just see if I can grab their attention. And half the time they're curious enough to just come over and check out what you're doing. Once they feel comfortable with you, and especially the mum feels comfortable with you and she's just relaxed and settled down below, they'll just roll around and play and just think you're another creature in the water that they are comfortable to play with. They all have different personalities. Some calves that will, as soon as they see humans, they want to make a beeline for you and they want to check you out and want to roll around in front of you. Others that, will try to put a pectoral fin out to touch you and see what you like and then run back to mum like they've done something bad, like, oh, I've touched the human and then I've gone back to mum. These calves are just fascinating. They're learning about everything around them. The other reason the whales are here is to mate, so they can perpetuate the species. A heat run or a competitive group of whales is probably the ultimate wildlife event. You have multiple whales, can be 10 up to 20 whales, and they're competing with each other and they're competing over a female or possibly more than one female in the group. And the behaviour is just phenomenal. It's a visual overload. There's some whales that are physically fighting with each other. They're hitting each other with their tails and their pectoral fins. There's other whales that are bubble netting to create a curtain between the other whales. And lots of vocalization as well. You'll be in a heat run, you'll hear a lot of noise going on, a lot of communication, whistles, squeaks, like siren sounds, like just different sounds that you just would not have expected. And it feels like it's moving extremely fast, and then you sort of play it back in, on a camera or on a video, and then it feels like everything's in slow motion. So it's so much going on that you can't comprehend it. And the heat runs are just spectacular. They can last hours or days. The stamina of these males who their only desire is to mate, and they will just compete and fight and follow and chase each other for as long as it takes. So it's one of these things that the more and more you do it, the more and more you just feel a little bit of addiction to it, because you just go, I want to be in the middle of this. I want to see what's going on. I want to see what happens next. There's some days where the experience has just been overwhelming, and I may have not taken the best photos in the world, but I'm so happy and filled with joy and passionate about these animals, and it just drives me to want to do more. And there's other days where I come back and we might have had 2-3 different encounters with different behaviours, different whales, and I've got beautiful photos and something that I can show the world, and hopefully they feel connected with the ocean and these animals to act in a positive way. Either way, there's that joy and that feeling that, wow, I'm lucky to be here. I feel privileged that this just happened to me, and I want to show people what it's like to have that experience and feel that feeling of overwhelming happiness. Really, that's what it is. You come back and you're happy. For the community, this is a part of what brings a lot of people to this part of the world. So, giving back to the community is something that needs to be like a pivotal part of ecotourism. Whether we're photographers or scientists, it seems like it's a perfect marriage of skills to be able to learn more about these whales.